In Dunedin, we asked her what were the high points of her career on Spot On.
The most challenging feat I accomplished as a spot-on reporter was a 100-metre abseil into a cave called Lost World in the Waitomo area, and Ian Taylor directed that. Unfortunately, the film has been lost, so my grandchildren will never believe me. We did the item with some venturous scouts, and the cavers from Hamilton who helped me brought down a spar on the back of a car trailer, and at night we sat in the spar to get warm and sung songs. The abseil went without a hitch, and to get out we had to go back through the cave and climb a 150-foot rope ladder in the dark. No scratches, no bruises. But 3 days later I was in Auckland to interview Marcel Marceau, and I fell off the stool in my hotel bedroom and broke my arm. The thing I miss most about being a spot-on reporter would be the friendships at television and the camaraderie we had in the office. We had some good laughs, and Marcus always had a great supply of jokes, one for every day of the week, and I missed those. However, all good things must come to an end. I don't know why. I feel privileged to have been part of the Spot-On era, and once again I would like to say thank you to all the people who've helped me on my way. And Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Helen, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Our next guest was so dedicated to the cause that he almost became shark bait. Here he is.
I said you wanna be starting something, you got to be starting something. I said you wanna be starting something, you got to be starting something. You're hard to get over, you're too low to get under.
You start to sound like Donald Duck's younger brother.
Here's Sandy Beverley.
Sandy! Merry Christmas, mate. Merry Christmas. Hello, Bob.
Welcome along. I see you straightened the voice out.
Came down a few octaves eventually, yeah.
You survived to tell the tale about feeding sharks. Now, how did this come to be?
Well, we wanted to do what started out to be a pretty straightforward story on hand-feeding live sharks. Bit unusual, so we thought off to Napier Aquarium and we'll do it. You basically just put on a wetsuit, grab a cameraman who's got the nerve to get in with you, and hop in and start feeding sharks. And this is what we did. We could only light one half of the pool, and I hopped in there, and of course there are tourists standing all around the outside looking through windows. You go in with a handful of meat, look for a friendly shark, and then poke a fish fillet in his gob as he swims past.
Yeah, you are about to do that.
Right.
You're not very interested in the fish, are you? But in fact, you turned out to be more interested in something else in the tank.
Well, look, while they were putting the gear away afterwards, the underwater cameras and the lights, there were some shy sharks that had been sort of living on the other side of the tank that wouldn't come over and see us. So I thought, it's all right, team, I'll go over and feed them. And I grabbed some more fillets and swam across the other side of the tank, and at that point, one of the sharks decided to have a go at me, unfortunately.
It literally attacked you.
Well, it was an immature young shark, and it didn't understand its aggressive behaviour properly, and it had a go at my stomach in the area about that big. And
Must have had a guts full off you, I guess.
I had a guts full. I freaked out. I mean, being attacked by a shark, even a small one.
Right. It's still a little bit frightening. After all this daring do and stuff, what happened to the film that you shot that day?
Well, we went and processed it, and every foot was out of focus. So the producer said,
you had to go back?
Go back and do it again.
That's terrible. That's terrible. You shouldn't have had to do that.
Which we did.
Well, I tell you what, you've done the daring do type stories, as I said, but you've also had to do some embarrassing things in your time with Spot On. One of those you can tell us about.
Well, it didn't actually start out to be embarrassing. I wanted to do a story on selling papers in Wellington. They've got a lot of kids that sell them on street corners, and we thought, go out and give it a go. And I, putting both feet in my mouth, challenged a paper seller, an 8-year-old girl, to a competition.
Well, let's see how it went.
Help! Help! My favourite? Oh, all right, well. Paper! Dickens, a policeman know he's a good score. Paper? Officer? Maybe not. Hello, ladies, interested in a newspaper? Oh, okay. Well, they're snapping them up here in downtown Wellington.
And if you don't think selling newspapers is necessarily that embarrassing, I'll ask Sandy just how many newspapers he sold in about 40 minutes and he stood there in front of all those people.
It can be that embarrassing. One, okay?
One? You sold one? How many did the little girl sell?
In about 2 minutes, she sold about 47.
That was fairly embarrassing for you, wasn't it? But not everything that you did was embarrassing, of course. You had some fun times together, Sandy, Marcus and Helen, with some of the specials you did. Remember that full-scale drama you shot for Spot On? Marcus, where was that one
At
set?
Alveston.
At
It
Alveston.
was a stately home in Dunedin.
Right, Sandy, you're playing more than one character, as I understand it.
There were 6 main parts and only 3 of us, so we grabbed a couple each and
You
we
got
were
to
in.
play. We have a clip from that special, and as Sandy said, it finds Marcus and Helen each playing 2 characters.
Tea is served, madam.
Thank you. Let's do that.
Will madam have China or Ceylon?
Salon, I think.
Madam will have Ceylon. Good grief, woman, you forgot to put any tea in the pot.
That was real upstairs, downstairs stuff. It was a delightful program. I still remember it to this day. What are you up to these days, though, Marcus?
Well, between now and then, I spent a couple of years in Britain, and I married a lady from the Spot On office who worked behind the screens, and these days I'm directing Play School.
Well, all the best with your future.
Thank you.
The presenter who replaced Marcus was a woman called Peter Carey, and for the first time, Spot On had 2 female presenters and 1 male. Here's Peter.
Oh, girls just wanna have fun. The phone rings in the middle of the night. My body yells, what you gonna do with your life? Oh, daddy, do you know you're still #1? But girls, they wanna have fun.
Well, unfortunately, Peter couldn't be here in New Zealand for this final Spot On because she's sailing a yacht off the coast of Spain. Tough decision to make, Peter. Our next guest was Spot On's first and only Samoan presenter.
Don't lie, words you're living in. Take a look around, at least you got friends. I call my old lady.
Please welcome Mr. Ollie Mailaba.
Merry Christmas,
Well,
Feel good now.
you feel great?
Yeah.
It's been a nice Christmas so far. You're no stranger to this set, that's for sure. And you've had a whale of a time at Spot On.
Oh, I had a great time, Bob.
Yeah, most people on Spot On manage at least 1 overseas trip. You didn't.
Hey,
You got 2.
That's me.
Where did you go?
First, we went to Samoa, took Sandy and Josie to Samoa, and this year we went to New York.
Now, there's a funny story behind that, isn't there? Because you had a bit of fun with one of the locals in New York.
Yeah, it was simple stories, just nice simple stories, but it took so much to set up. Like, first of all, they didn't even know where New Zealand was. Have a look at this.
Okay.
G'day. Yes. Ollie from New Zealand, how are ya?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because I love State.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of New Zealand? Where we come from a country, another country.
Our country.
Oh, what kind of
Near
country?
Australia.
Our country is near
called
Australia.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Maybe it's good country too. And much 3 million sheep, 70 million people.
No, 70 million sheep, 3 million people.
Oh, that's nice.
I think we better start the interview now.
Beautiful.
Show us each.
Thanks very much. What's your name again?
Dominic.
Dominic?
Yes.
You make really nice hot dogs,
Thank you.
mate.
Thank you.
Hey, I might see you around again, eh?
Okay,
Cheers.
that's it.
You keep on watching
Okay,
Spot
thank
On.
you very, very much.
You heard about Spot On?
Yeah.
That's my program.
Oh yeah, good. I see all the time.
Dominic. Hot dog. See you later.
I mean, your modesty is overwhelming. That's my program.
Yeah,
He watches it all the time.
Yeah, I watch that bit.
He was a smooth talker. The next presenter to join your show, Spot On, started in 1986, and that was Wendy Newsom. Well, Wendy can't join us here on the couch this Christmas Day because she's enjoying the sun in Queensland on the Gold Coast. But we have got her warmest regards.
I'm thrilled to be able to take this opportunity to say Merry Christmas to you on Christ's birthday. I think Spot On was a brilliant opportunity to inspire people to try new things and have a lot of fun, and I don't think that's something that should stop. Merry Christmas, everybody. Ollie and Sandy, take care, and Till I see you next. Bye.
Merry Christmas to Wendy.